800-544-7070, where we're talking DVDs this week. Two kind of high-powered ones. We've got From Paris with Love and Shutter Island. From Paris with Love, it's got a pretty cool cast. Well, actually, it's got a two-person cool cast. It's got John Travolta and Jonathan Rhys Meyers. And Jonathan is playing a kind of wannabe spy. He's a low-ranking intelligence operative. He's working for the U.S. ambassador, and they team him up with John Travolta, who plays, and I quote, a wisecracking, fast-shooting, high-ranking U.S. agent who's been sent to Paris to stop a terrorist attack. This movie didn't do very well, and considering, that it's got two pretty big names in it, it should have done better. It only made $24 million. I think it'll do better on DVD. It's kind of silly. It's actually rated R for violence, a lot of violence, drug content, pervasive language, and brief sexuality. I don't think that people necessarily love John Travolta as a bad guy unless he's being a really bad guy. Face Off, I thought he was terrific. But that was the first time we'd seen him. In this one, he seems to be strolling through it, and it really doesn't make any sense, and it's a very crude movie. So, having said crude, all my guys just perked up. Shutter Island was another movie that it certainly did a lot better. It made $125 million on the basis of, I think, the cast. Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Ruffalo, Ben Kingsley, who seems to be in everything these days, Michelle Williams, Emily Mortimer, Max von Sydow, Jack Earl Haley, Elias Koteas, Patricia Clarkson, right? This is a big cast. The idea is that we've got two U.S. Marshals. I also should tell you that part of the draw is Martin Scorsese, who's the director. This one, again, is R, disturbing content, language, and some nudity. The movie tries to do everything. The story of the two U.S. Marshals who go to a remote island in a rainstorm and dark and cloudy and strange doings in a mental asylum. Woo! Scary stuff. And Martin Scorsese probably does it as well as anybody. They throw in everything, including the kitchen sink and Nazis. And I don't think we actually needed that. Again, this movie should do fairly well on DVD. Both of them will probably do pretty well in terms of, because of the names. If I had to choose between the two, I'd probably choose Shutter Island. Neither of them, you can go to read the initial reviews at drjoyreviews.com. Neither of them are terrific. They'll both do probably fairly well on DVD. Shutter Island, if that's how you're going to judge movies, made 5 times more than From Paris with Love. I don't know why From Paris with Love didn't work, but I don't think it did. Part of it, for me at least, it's very hard to combine violence and crudity and humor. And I know that that's, I'm not necessarily the majority, but it's not even that I mind the crudity and the violence as much, I think, but making us laugh at when people get their heads blown off, I don't think it's cute. And you could say, well, James Bond made fun when he dispatched a villain, but it was sort of more cartoon humor, and there was not a whole lot of blood, and there wasn't a lot. I mean, we dispatch one of the goons and say bon appetit when we threw him in the shark tank, either one. But I mean, that seems to me a different level of humor than blowing 15 guys up and watching their blood spurt all over them. All right, I'm a girl. 800-544-7070.